guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Scarlett, helping you make gains in the gym through scientific backed up content as well as other fitness and lifestyle tricks in order to help you maintain a positive, vibrant life. So today we're going to address the question of DOMS, or in other words, delayed onset muscle soreness, or even in simple terms, it is post-workout soreness, whether it really equals muscle hypertrophy. So in this video, we will be addressing three things. The first one, we're going to uncover the mechanisms of what leads to muscle hypertrophy, how damage is related to it, muscle damage, And the second one is how we can utilize this knowledge in order to make the practical applications. And the third one is my personal tip, as well as what the tips that I utilize in order to make even more progress and reduce muscle soreness. So let's find out the mechanisms first. Since this video is moving toward me sounding like a biology teacher, I'm going to include my yoga/leg stretching routine as my background while explaining you the concepts that you need to know about building muscle and soreness to not sound like it. So first of all, the idea that soreness could mean your muscles are growing stems from the theory that damage during exercise causes muscle fibers to repair, leading to muscle growth. This is especially true in the case of eccentric exercise, aka the negative reps seen in muscle cells after resistance exercise, as shown here. However, the question is, does muscle damage always lead to soreness? Because if it is true, then we would be building muscles only if soreness occurs. According to science, the answer is 50-50. For example, you will know this when you just enter a new exercise program. You will experience more soreness at first, and as you know, newbie gains tend to be bigger than intermediate or advanced level gains. Another fact is that eccentric exercise has been found to be associated with soreness more, and this is the type of training that has been backed up by some science that is found to lead to more muscle growth. Also, according to an article by Brett Schoenfeld et al. 2012, inflammation does lead to muscle hypertrophy through mechanisms like cell swelling, increased satellite cell activity, and white blood cells shooting out particles called ROS, reactive oxygen species, to initiate muscle fiber repair and protein synthesis. Okay, I told you I won't sound like a biology teacher, but here are some more interesting facts. Soreness can be experienced through non-resistance exercise activities like long-distance running, and as you know, this is the type of training that does not lead to building huge muscles. And also, the upper body is more prone to soreness than leg muscles, probably because we humans use legs more from an evolutionary standpoint, but as you all know, not all of us have bigger upper body muscles. So to sum up, muscle soreness could be a good indicator of muscle growth. However, if you do not have soreness, do not be afraid. Your muscles could still be growing given you progressively overload them. Also, listen to your body. Work on your form during exercises because muscle imbalances could also lead to soreness in the area that you're not targeting. Example, not feeling sore in the glutes after hip thrust, but instead sore in the lower back. All these mechanisms means that if you damage your muscle, then that definitely leads to swelling, or in other words, that is inflammation, which leads to muscle hypertrophy. However, these specific mechanisms are not known. For example, the type of reactive oxygen species that correlate to muscle hypertrophy is still not known, because there are different types of training that lead to different reactive oxygen species, and whether each of them lead to muscle hypertrophy is still not known. In terms of science, we still need to find out whether there is a direct correlation between the extent of muscle soreness and the extent of muscle hypertrophy too. However, we also need to know that if you do not have muscle soreness, that doesn't necessarily mean that you do not have a good workout. Your muscles could still be growing despite the fact that you don't feel sore, because of the different mechanisms that could come into play. In terms of eccentric loading, I would say that it's good to mainly focus on the negative reps which is the eccentric phase of the training, in order to induce hypertrophy as well as strength. However, you will need a greater, heavier load in order to activate the fully muscles at this point of the training. So I would suggest mainly going to around 85 to 65 reps, mainly focus on the weights and not just care about eccentric or concentric about that too much. And if you are very sore, I would say not train in the early phase of the soreness, because that could lead to even more soreness later on, and this could inhibit you from working out later, and which could also reduce your gains, of course. As for my personal advice on curing muscle soreness, the first tip that I would give is to do dynamic stretches before the workout and static stretching after workout. The reason why I give you in this pattern is because static stretching before a workout, which is mainly just pure normal stretches instead of moving in between the stretches, leads to reducing your muscle performance and the muscle gains in the gym. The second tip that I would like to give is to take some warm bath. It is very relieving, stress relieving to take some warm bath with some Epsom salts, or you could just take a shower too, and that will help you alleviate that muscle soreness, especially by increasing the blood flow in the area of the inflammation. And the third point is kind of counterintuitive, because it is that you have to keep moving in order to feel the pain from moving, which is like taking walks. You could take walks outside, or you could just do cycling or anything that keeps you cardio going and keeps you motivated for your next workout too. And this has been shown in a 2012 study where in female cyclists who do a low to moderate type of cardio, which is cycling, also increase their strength compared to the people who do not. And my fourth tip is to eat right. You need to eat a variety in order to get your nutrients, your antioxidants, in order to help relieve the pain from those reactive oxygen species. I would recommend so much of the colorful foods like spinach, blueberries, goji berries, oranges, and also the foods that are rich in magnesium. Avocados are my favorite. And last but not least is a tip to never ever take ibuprofen unless you are a 60-year-old person, just saying, because I believe you can heal from your workouts. You don't need to take medications if you have no other major problems associated with the workout. And I would say this because what muscle damages does to your body is it induces inflammation, and this inflammation causes muscle hypertrophy too. So if you're taking those non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, then it will be inhibiting you from making gains in the gym too. And I'm saying this from a perspective just from the normal science curious student, but I asked my boyfriend who's a pharmacist too, and he also recommends that. So yeah, that is what I would put into this video. So I hope all these tips are helpful for you and they're pretty informative. So if you have soreness, just know that you're making gains in the gym. But if you don't have soreness, don't worry about it. You can still make progress, especially as an intermediate level or an advanced level. I know you need to keep progressing in your workouts, and sometimes you just feel like it's plateauing. So it is also a kind of a good feeling to feel sore pretty often, like once in a while. So I hope this was kind of mind-opening to you, and I hope my scientific literature research was also kind of worth it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you on my next video.